All right, well, welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Yoda's Hut. I'm Bill. I go by Yoda Man on the boards, and I'm joined once again by Derek. Hey, Derek, how's it going?
Doing well.
All right, so this is another game that Jerry and I were playing at my house, also known as Yoda's Hut, recently, where we were using Galactic Ambitions cards here. In this game, Jerry was actually playing a community suggested deck that Starhawk77 had put up on the thread, and I'd seen other people play it or suggest it too. So it's Sith affiliation. It's got two Black Squadron formation, two Dark Defenders. That's the new Galactic Ambition Sith fighter set. Two Empire's Elite, two Guarding the Wing, and two Defending the Trench. And I had built an original deck here based on some discussions that were taking place on the board of using Gardner's Secret, the new Galactic Ambition Smugglers card, lots of enhancements, and also Shield Chewy. So the deck I came up with was Smugglers with two Asteroid Sanctuary, two Debt of Honor, that's Shield Chewy, and then a bunch of one-ups. I have one Renegade Squadron Mobilization for Echo Caverns, one Undercover Dealings for the Holdout Blaster, one False Report just because the freeholders are good, and if you flip it up, it might save you. One Gammer, Gammer's obviously nothing needs to be said about that good set. One Gardener's Secret, so you want to try to get different enhancements. And then I also went a little silly. I have one of two arms in there, so I've got Chewie's gun and Han's gun too to try to get on people. So it looks like we're getting started here. Jerry, I think, started with Empire's Elite and two Defending the Trenches. And he's playing one of the interceptors and putting Vader on it as a pilot to start. That's not too bad.
Vader.
Yeah. And
The only thing you're missing from all your one-ups there is you need a proximity mine.
right, yeah. I think I thought about using it, but I didn't. I wanted two of Chewie instead. Now, I started, it looks like Renegade Squadron Mobilization, Asteroid Sanctuary, and I think Undercover Dealings, which lets you draw up to your opponent's reserve value if they have more cards than you or more units in play than you do at the start of your turn or
I
their
think it's
turn. Yeah,
actually
yeah,
you get to draw to your reserve value.
right. Yeah, I get to draw to my reserve value if he had more units than me when his
Yeah.
turn started. But right now we both only have one. Now he had four cards in hand, so I was able to play a freeholder for four, and I think I'm just going to let him keep balance and not attack with the freeholder because I was worried about I have you now.
Yeah. That's always such a scary card to deal with.
Yeah.
Oh.
So Jerry's going to still have six resources to play around with here and try to get the fighter swarm going on the board. Now he does only have one Sith resource, and he I know one of the points of this deck is you want to try to have Black Squadron formation out so you can recycle Come With Me. You play Come With Me, you get what you want, you recycle Come With Me by pulling any Black Squadron card back out of your discard pile, and then you just keep getting whatever you want.
Yeah, anything that gives you a deck search is powerful. If you can do it continuously or over and over again, it's ridiculously
Right,
powerful.
right. Now it didn't happen this game. I was actually playing a game the other night against Pantswat G. We were playing on Skype, and he was playing I think this exact deck. He was using it too. And what he kept using Come With Me for, which was very annoying on my part, was he kept throwing Vader into an edge battle and then using Come With Me to get him back in his hand for the next edge battle. So he kept recycling a 4 pip card for edge.
Yeah, it's pretty obnoxious.
Yeah, that was it was a pain to try to deal with. I think he won that game, but it was like a really close game, like back and forth the whole time. And I think he said it was one of the most fun Star Wars games he's ever played because it was like this crazy things like that kept going on throughout the game. So, all right, so Jerry's got force there thanks to Vader being on that ship, and he's probably trying to think, what exactly should he swarm with here? And those defending the trenches with having 10 health are such a pain to deal with, even though they count as two objectives.
Yeah, because the difference is you can only attack once a turn, where you could hit theoretically two different objectives and get maybe unopposed twice. So they function more as more than 10 health. It's almost like 11 or 12.
Right.
In which case you kind of have to either since he's got both of them, you kind of have to go for one of them, or you've got to just go after the other one three different times and let
Right.
it
Right.
keep flipping a new one.
Right. So I think he just played the Black Squadron, the card that gives you the shielding, if I remember right. Is that what that is? That closed formation, I think.
I
Or is
think
that the one
so.
that reduces Black Squadron cards? I can't tell which one it
I
is.
can't either. It's one of the two. I'm not
Right.
sure which one.
We'll probably see when he plays something. If he puts a shield on it, then that's what it is. If he doesn't put a shield on it, that must be the reducer.
Yeah. Because he's not really. I mean, he's got the double resource from the Vader location, but
Right.
then he's got nothing for the next turn if you were to use him.
Right.
So
Yeah, if he taps
it's
himself
not
out.
like, yeah, he doesn't really have a bunch of resources right now.
No, I mean, and there's a few in the deck because you've got the pilot ones from Black Squadron Formation and Fell set, but that's I think that's it as far as regular resources. And he didn't flip guarding the wing to start, which meant he doesn't get the use his Black Squadron cards as resources.
Yeah, that's a big thing with those fighter decks, is being able to use those to get them on the table.
Right, right. Those sort of pseudo resources. But like I said, he obviously didn't flip it up. I don't know what his other objective was that he put out both defending the trenches.
Mhm.
Maybe it was another Empire's Elite.
Yeah, it's so annoying when
All
you
right.
get those times when you draw four objectives and you only have two different ones.
Yeah. All right. So that must be the reducer because he just played one to play tie advance there.
Yeah.
And then he played one to play just one of those Black Squadron TIE fighters or whatever. So he's
Yep.
got a little bit more of a swarm going here. I'm glad he doesn't have tactics at this point, I'm sure.
Yeah, that would be a big problem.
And I'm only gonna have 4 resources on my turn, unfortunately, because I spent stuff to get the freeholder out. And he's probably only got 3 cards in his hand now, so I couldn't even play another freeholder if I wanted. All right.
Yeah, if he's attacking now, though, you could potentially tactics down that Vader.
Yeah, if I have a decent edge handle, though, I'm probably still nervous about I have you now.
Yeah, well, he only has 3 cards. You have 4,
Right.
so it's risky for him to attack
Right.
like that unless he's got good cards.
I'm letting it go, and he had 2 targets. Wow. So he's going to
Ugh.
actually get 4 total on that objective from his one strike. And wonder if he'll send in the tie advanced or not.
Yeah, see, that's the problem because of Vader being on there. If you'd have been able to win that edge, then you could have locked it down without
Right.
Vader attacking,
Yeah.
and then theoretically keep it locked down.
All right. So he's passing turn to me. So maybe I didn't have great cards. I see one of these Renegade Squadron or Munition Experts. Might be a target or something in there. So maybe I didn't want to get rid of that.
Yeah.
All right. I think I just see that the card from To Arms that lets you search for a weapon.
Hidden cache. Yeah,
Yeah.
I abused the hell out of that with my old deck with Mon Mothra searching for the cannon.
That's awesome.
I had
So,
a whole deck centered around that cannon.
yeah.
It was actually pretty good until we ended up with too many units that cost 1 or 2 and have 3 or 4 health.
There
That's
we
when
go.
it's lost its effectiveness.
So I got a hired hands. So that's got some tactics that might let me potentially lock down Vader,
Hmm.
and then maybe I could swing big with the freeholder, especially if I've got that hidden cache thing there. I'm gonna play. Is that Hans Blaster?
I think no, it looks like Chewie's crossbow.
That's Chewie's crossbow. Sorry, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
that's Chewie's crossbow. So that gives a gun and a blast, I think, to each
yeah.
unit.
If you put it on Chewie, it lets him strike from out of
Right.
combat, but that's the only other thing.
Yeah, and I'm gonna play the Renegade Squadron guy Chud. That
That
if
guy
you
is really good.
Right, if you focus him, you give your unit an extra gun.
Yeah, the fact that you can do it whenever to any unit makes it
Right.
very powerful.
All right, so I'm gonna. Looks like I'm swinging with hired hands at something. Try to say, oh, I'm gonna swing with both. Ha ha, interesting.
I hope you get a good edge hand then.
Yeah, well, I still have 4 cards. Or no, 3 cards, I guess. But maybe I'm trying to sucker him into letting me kill that ship that Vader's on. Although that'll just bounce is the problem.
Yeah, you got to get that objective. Yeah, I think you'd be better off to just let it be focused down.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if he doesn't defend, I think I'm gonna probably double focus that ship.
Yeah, that's why I was thinking maybe you should have sent them separately. Send the hired hand somewhere to lock it down, then send
Yeah.
the freeholder in at the Empire's Elite to get your unopposed there.
Yeah. So I just gave. Looks like I gave him an extra gun. I think I did that before he declared. That way Vader couldn't stop it.
Yeah.
So now the freeholder has a guaranteed 3 guns. And I think Jerry does only have 1 card because he pitched those 2 targets in edge. Yeah, so if he ends up not blocking with both here, then I should be able to actually blow up Empire's Elite.
I don't know that you needed that gun. I think you'd have been better off to throw him on the Force
Right.
if he blocked and got killed with Vader.
Yeah. I wonder if I was just trying to make sure that I kind of would be able to kill things. Yeah, so I actually went edge
Well,
battle, draw a
yeah.
card, blew that up, and
Well,
then
because you didn't have tactics, you had the units to do it.
right. So I'm gonna let him keep balance. Yeah, I'm not flipping balance. Yeah, I don't know why I was doing that. So he's gonna keep balance. And Dow's gonna get a 5, but he has less. I have less units than he does, so I can drop to my reserve now.
Yeah. Or he would have, yeah, either way, I guess committing the gun guy wouldn't have mattered because Vader still counts even when
Right,
the
right.
other
Oh
guys
yeah,
exist.
that's probably another reason why I did it. So it wasn't much point. The hired hands were dying anyway. So he just flipped up Dark Defenders. So now he's got 7 resources plus he's got the discount.
Did you have a target or something? I thought you were going to be 1 damage short
No,
on the
no, I
objective.
got the unopposed. So I had the extra blast from Chewie's gun plus the hired hands.
Oh, okay.
So I had 4 total with because the freeholders had 2 to begin with.
Okay, I was thinking, for some reason, I was thinking the freeholders only had 1.
Yeah, no, they
Okay.
have 1 gun, 2 black blast, 1 white gun, 1 white tactics.
Okay.
So now that freeholder is getting pumped up because I know one of the things I really wanted to try to do here with this deck was to get the holdout blaster on a freeholder. And so now if I get it on there, not only will I have it on there, the freeholder has Chewie's gun too.
Yeah.
So doubling that would give it like 6 blast.
That's kind of overkill.
Well, it is except for the fact defending the trench has 10 health.
Yeah, I
So,
guess that's true.
so I think what I was trying to do this whole game was try to set up where I could one-shot defending the trench with a freeholder. was my goal.
Okay. I don't think I've ever considered doing that.
Well, I don't think I was considering doing it to defending the trench until I saw he flipped 2 of them up, and I was like, huh.
Yeah.
As I said, because I have that hidden cache in my hand. I know I didn't play it in Edge. So I'm probably going to use that to get that holdout blaster. And
Hmm.
then if I can get another extra blast somehow on the freeholder, plus maybe Echo Caverns, I could give him 5 blasts doubled.
Jeez. That's insane.
Yeah. So now whether or not I'll be able to pull it off, we'll see. But so he played Come With Me, so I guess he's trying to dig and see what he wants from his deck here.
Well, you would just need to draw one of them. If you got hidden cash, you can go get the other one with it.
Right, right,
Or you draw the guy from the set that lets you search your deck for one of those cards. You've got a
right.
multitude of ways to get those.
Right, right. That's why I thought I liked the idea of using Mamadadon and Hidden Cache, that you have 2 ways to try to get different weapons out instead of just one.
I
I
like
don't think you
having.
really want two of two arms. One is plenty.
Oh yeah, yeah. Unless you had I had two in that other deck I needed, but that's because I really needed that cannon as early as possible.
Right, right, right. Yeah, now if you did it, you could use Momadan too to give you a third way to try to get it.
Yeah, yeah. I might have to go back and find a way to do that deck.
Yeah, yeah.
It was a fun deck to play.
So I guess Jerry's got lots of options here. There's tons of Black Squadron cards in his deck, so it's just a matter of what he wants to do.
Well, the other thing you can do too is you got the event and the freeholders set that lets you return a guy to your hand. So if you get a hold of Moman or whatever his name is, you can use him a couple times.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I had thought of that too. All right, so I think he pulled out the big, was it Black Squadron, the
The
big
seven
fighter thing?
cost guy.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I think what we were trying to do is figure out does we finally I think we looked it up eventually, or maybe we did after the game. He was trying to figure out did the reducer actually let you reduce it to two instead of three?
It does, yeah.
So I thought they
Yeah.
actually ruled on the board somewhere it didn't, or did
Uh,
they rule it did? I can't remember now. I
I
know it came up.
I haven't seen a ruling. I haven't looked for that. I know I got a friend of mine who's played it as two, who's generally pretty good with the rules. But the thing is, it's you can reduce it all the way to three just by its text. But then while it's at three, that other card reduces it even farther.
Right, right.
So I would think that it works,
Yeah, for
but
some
I
reason,
might be wrong on
yeah,
that.
for some reason I was thinking somebody had posted, but I don't remember if it was DB Me Boy. That's our rules guru on Card Game DB.
Yeah.
That when something says minimum, you can't ever go below the minimum, no matter what. So the fact that card says you have to has a minimum cost of three means anything else you couldn't reduce it.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. It was a tricky thing. I don't remember what Jerry and I actually ended up doing. Because I think I wasn't sure, and I might have been trying to look it up while we were playing, even to see if I could find where it had been brought up.
Yeah, I don't know to tell you the truth. I've had it used against me as a two
Yeah,
cost, so
yeah. So I mean, he has the resources; he could do it either way, so it's not really a big deal. Yeah, so I guess he's just paying two. We must have decided it was going to be okay for him to just pay two. Yeah, I don't. I guess we'll find out.
yeah, because I mean, I can see the reducing to three, but there's no reason that the other card doesn't, because it doesn't have a minimum.
Right, right.
I mean, if you had a black squad unit that cost one, you should be able to play it for free with that card.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I said I don't know. We'll have to. Maybe they finally ruled. I thought the last time I looked, I didn't know if we got an official ruling. It was just the consensus seemed to be you'd still have to pay three. But
Yeah.
of course, I don't know how that would go along with things like Kuat reinforcements, maybe where you could discard to reduce costs. Like it would seem like you, because that says you could reduce to minimum cost of one, like defensive force, and it seemed like can't you use that then because you're still doing some kind of cost there because you're replacing it.
Right.
And there's Vader's tie for two, thanks to the discount. And I remember at this point thinking that was the last thing I needed to see was him pulling out basically the only two ships in his deck that have tactics because
Yep.
they're going to be able to lock down my freeholder. And I was setting up for my big take out something with one shot with the freeholder. I know.
Yeah. You need to get with him being elite is fine, but if he's gonna lock him down, then you got problems.
Right, unless I can draw like a Cloud City operative or something to clear him
Yeah.
up, or bamboozle. And even then, I'd have to bamboozle on like my own guy. So yeah, so he just went in after undercover dealings and blew it up with Tie Advanced and the Dark. I can't remember what it's called. The big ship, the big fighter ship.
Big guy.
Right. And now he's going to go in and take out. So that meant the dial went to 6, and he's going to blow up Asteroid Sanctuary now. And the dial will go up to 8. And he flipped up a Black Squadron pilot, it looks like, so he can actually put that on a ship if he wants to, as a pilot.
Yeah, not looking good.
So, not the only good thing is I know he doesn't have Empire Strikes Back in his deck, the Happy Alligator, so he can't win on this turn.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't have enough blast on the table anyway. He's well, actually but he's only one short.
Right now he's only one short whether he plays that as a unit or puts it on a ship.
Yeah, all he would need is a target.
Yeah, so he's going to lock down my freeholder. And I wonder if he'll send something else in just to get extra damage or if he'll leave him back for blockers here. Because he should be able to blow up something on his next turn. I basically have to win this turn, I think. The dial's going to go up to 9 no matter what.
Yeah.
So, well, maybe he is going in. I've got some damage sitting there. He must be thinking about going in. He's pitching cards. What do you have? I just pitched a couple cards. Just to get him out of his hand. So he's going to get 4 damage total. Thanks to those Black Squadron ties.
Yeah, he only needs one more now.
Yep, he only needs one more. And I needed a way to clear off that freeholder. Because I am almost positive I am sitting on a way to pump him up to get him to 10. If I remember this game right.
I can imagine the look on his face if you pull it off.
I think I told him afterwards that, like, or probably they're like, I needed you to not pull a tactics. At that point, I think I was hoping he flipped up false report. I wiped his board, but
Yeah.
so I flipped up Gamma and Asteroid Sanctuary. I do have 6 resources. I see the Kashyyyk thing in there. I see Hidden Grove. So that stuff is not going to do me much good. So I'm going to play Hidden Cache. And get something here.
Well, you need a unit to put it on.
Yeah.
Unless you can free up your freeholder.
Well, I can put it on the Renegade Squadron guy, but...
Whoopee.
Yeah, see, I wonder if... I'm looking for one of those things. Okay, so there's Holdout Blaster. I wonder if I had Han's gun in hand. And so that's why I was like, oh my gosh, if I would have just had a way... If that freeholder had been free, I could have gotten 10 damage. Yeah, so I pulled Holdout Blaster out with Hidden Cache. And I wonder if I guess I played that before I drew, probably to try to get it, to shuffle my deck and hope I could get something. All right.
Well, yeah, it's one less card that you draw.
Right. Although it was really a wash because I replaced the card that was in my hand, but...
Oh, yeah, but you pulled it out of your deck, so it's one.
I know why. Yeah, that I just wasn't thinking. I'm sure Jerry dumped cards there, so I couldn't play a freeholder. Yeah, that's why he put those cards in that deck. So I discarded Hidden Grove. I see the Kashyyyk thing. I see a freeholder. Looks like, I think. And I just drew a Wookiee Defender. That is not what I wanted. Or maybe that's... What is that? That's not a freeholder. That is... I think that's Chewie. Yeah. So I have the Holdout Blaster. I have Chewie. There's the Kashyyyk hideout thing. So that would actually...
They get you a bunch of shields. But
right, it give me some shields, but that's not going to do me much good here.
There's way too much blast out there on this side.
I can play Chewie. And I can give him a Holdout Blaster or something, I guess.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. He's got too much black blast.
Yeah. But if I might have been able to do it if he wouldn't have if he wouldn't have locked down my freeholder, and I think that's probably what I'm telling him right now. Yeah. So I played Chewie in the Holdout Blaster, and I got the Renegade Squadron guy.
Now, does the Kashyyyk thing have to focus it to use it for its shields?
I think so. Yeah. So I guess I just scooped there because there wasn't much I could do at that point. But
yeah.
But I think I was gonna put Holdout Blaster on, which could have given him 8 blast there with I guess with the stuff, and then try to do it with Chewie. So I was pretty close. Well, I guess Six Blast, but I was pretty close to being able to one shot that thing.
It
So,
would have been hilarious if you'd have pulled it off. Yeah.
yeah, I got locked down. That was the thing I did not need, was I did not need to get locked down, but it happened. So, oh well. Well, you got any final thoughts about that game, Derek, before we wrap it up?
It's an interesting deck you had there. I think the only thing you were missing maybe was, like I said, I tried to build something similar, but I had a proximity mine thrown in mine somewhere. I don't know
Yeah.
what you would take out to do that.
Yeah, I guess you could
But
maybe take one of the Chewies out, you know.
yeah, just make a whole deck of one ofs.
Right, right, yeah, and two Falcon just because. But
Yeah,
all right,
because
well, yeah, go ahead.
no, just because you can. Yeah.
Yeah, right, exactly, just because you can. All right, well, that's gonna wrap it up for this episode of Yoda's Hut. Thanks again for joining me for commentary, Derek. Appreciate it as always.
Anytime.